Appointments Committee. Tonight is Tuesday, December 4th. Members present are myself, Councillor Green, Councillor Fleming, Councillor Caddy, and Councillor Clark. Before us, we have a couple of reappointments. I've been notified that the new appointment for the Human Rights Commission member, Ms. Lopez, has requested that her appointment be withdrawn. So we will certainly take care of that. We have two reappointments before us. Trustee of Public Burial Grounds, term to expire January 1st, 2020. We have Mr. Andrew Hawthorne. Hello there. Would you like to come forward, please? Good evening to you. So if you wouldn't mind just telling us briefly about, who you are and why you would like to continue to serve on burial grounds.
Yeah, I'm Andrew Hawthorne. I live in Fitchburg and pretty much my whole life. Work at Fitchburg State University, and I've also worked part-time in the funeral business for some 40 years. So it's know my way around a little bit about cemetery, and it's just I think that many years doing this, sometimes the deceased don't have a voice, obviously, and I think they could use one. And I think that's the service that we provide on the committee, in making sure that their resting places in the city are well kept, well groomed, provided for, and I enjoy, myself being able to help out in a little way.
Thank you. We appreciate that. And our cemeteries do always look wonderful, so thank you for that. Councillor Boschman?
I just want to say I went to school with Andy many, many years ago, St. Bernard's High, and I want to say thank you very much for sitting on the board, but I do have one request. When you ask for fences, please ask for decorative fence, not the chain link fence, especially on high-traffic areas. That's all I like to know.
Duly noted.
Okay, thank you. And he's a good candidate, very good man.
That's why he's up for reappointment, right, I'm
May I
sure.
say one other thing, too, is Jacqueline Poirier and her crew. The hardest working people I know. This past year when we put the flags out for the veterans, they did a spectacular job. It was a kind of a stifling warm day, and they were there above and beyond. And I know they don't get much credit, but they're the unsung heroes, so to speak. And I'd like to publicly say thank you, and just, they should, they do great work.
Thank you for acknowledging that. No,
It's a pleasure working around them.
thank you.
Motion to approve the appointment?
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. And have a Merry Christmas.
And next, as the reappointment, trustee of Public Burial Grounds is Miss Judith Perla. Hello there.
Good evening.
Thank you for your continued service as well.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Anything that you would like to add?
Well, I'm currently the chairman of the trustees of the Public Burial Grounds, and I have a concern on the cemeteries, which we only have one active cemetery right now, which is Forest Hill Cemetery. And prior to this, I was involved with the, let's see if I can get this right, the the Friends of the Historic Cemeteries in Fitchburg. We were a volunteer group, some of you may remember, and we did a lot of tours and things at the cemetery to bring awareness to our cemeteries. But that has been defunct, so when this appointment became available, I jumped in. We have to bury our dead. That's our main goal right here. We're working on a new cemetery, just to give you a little FYI for future reference. We do have to, we're running out of graves right now at the current cemetery. And so we're in negotiations, which are just preliminary phases right now with expansion of the Forest Hill Cemetery.
And that would be across,
And that is across the
Across
street. It is
Electric Ave.
city-owned property, so the city does own it. And right now, we're doing feasibility studies on it. A lot of them have been done, the Board of Health, the test pits, and all of that. So right now, we're in Phase 2 of the plan, and we have an architectural design. And I know that the main concern is going to be funding, but we're looking 5 to 10 years out. But this is all preliminary work that needs to get done to ensure the fact that we can, A, use that land, and B, that it's going to be what we need for the cemetery.
are you seeing more and more people opting to be buried in the columbariums?
So, just a little FYI again on that. The columbariums, we now have 3, and some of the spaces are still available. And we are also thinking forward with possibly, and I say this gingerly, because this is going to be an expense, but when we plan for the new cemetery, we're also considering possibly a crematorium, at least to put the groundwork in the building, when the building gets built, to lay out the groundwork, because we have been, Andy actually has been charting it, and I think it was presented to the city probably a good 7 or 8 years ago, probably longer, before I got involved, and it wasn't considered a moneymaker, or it wasn't going to pay for itself. And then there was only 35% of people being cremated. Now we're 55 and over, or 50 and over, 50% and over. So more and more people are opting to be cremated than to have a full body burial. So we kind of got that in the back of our minds too, and I know it's going to be a big expense for the city, obviously, but we can only probably bury about maybe 400 or so full body burials right now in the existing cemetery.
And then you'll be at max at that
And then we'll
space?
probably be at max. We have a section of the cemetery that we're having issues with groundwater in the present cemetery over here on Rollstone Street. You probably see the crews out there working. So we can't bury there, and if that actually gets resolved where we can fix the water problem, we could probably get another 300 graves there, full-body graves.
Right.
And then, hopefully, if the plan goes forward with the new cemetery, but that's a big question mark, where the existing house is at the cemetery, the old office building and the trailer and the maintenance shed, that would allow us to have some land there as well. So, so I'd like to see this through. I have a personal interest in all of this. I do want to mention, and I know it has nothing to do with my appointment, but there is the Wreaths Across America coming to Monty Tech on December 10th at 4 o'clock. Retired, and I'm going to say this wrong, retired Staff Sergeant Jaunet from the ROTC at Monty Tech is in coordination with Tricia Shabbat.
Okay.
And they're going to, this is going to be held at Monty Tech at 4 o'clock, so any of you that can attend, that would be great. And then on December 15th, we're going to actually have the ROTC cadets place the wreaths at Laurel Hill Cemetery. So if you want to come there, you can also come there.
Judy, what was the date again on that?
What time's the?
The December 4th one, December 10th one is at 4 o'clock at Monty Tech. And the Laurel Hill one, I believe that's going to be in the morning. I don't have all the details on that yet, but I'm sure they'll let you know if you come to that December 10th presentation.
Thank you. Counselor Bushman?
One question for you.
Sure.
I mean, I can't vote for you now, but the next time around I will.
Okay.
My question to you, are we compatible with the burial of people?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Are we compatible with, to bury somebody and price-wise?
Well, as you know, we have just increased our prices, and that was approved by the board and by the city council. So now we are. And as a matter of fact, because we hadn't raised our prices in over 6 years, 2012, I believe, was the last price increase. And Jacqueline has, in her research, she did compare our city and our cemetery to local cities and towns that surround us. The private cemeteries like St. Bernard, St. Joe's, they've actually started to increase their prices as well. So everybody has to realize that prices do go up, and cost of the equipment and burial and all that has gone up. So it has already been approved. You guys approved it, so. But we are comparable, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to approve the appointment? Second.
Motion and second to approve. All those in favor? Aye. Great. Thank you again for
Okay.
your service.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Motion to adjourn? Second, thank you. We are adjourned, and we'll be meeting back in a few moments for regular council.